There was a
It
question.
was a question.
Is there a reason for your son to decide to stay in Australia?
Well, it's interesting that obviously we're in Canada and we have other kids here in Canada and family in Canada, but he went down there. He was there for 5 years. He meet friends. He enjoyed the lifestyle. Oh, I don't actually miss the snow. But he also found a girlfriend.
So here's the thing. After he graduated and he was in a house with three other dentists and sort of two other dentists and a guy did banking. But anyway, everybody was kind of moving out and and I have to say, honestly, it happened over COVID that he was there. So of the 5 years, 3 of them in the middle were during COVID. He could not come home to Canada at all. And I felt quite proud of him that he adapted and he made Australia home. So I think his experience might be a little bit different than other people because it was all during COVID. But he had to make that home. And I was proud of him for making that home. But that is now his home. So and it's kind of interesting because when we speak with other parents, some of the kids on graduation, they left and came right back. In Australia, when you're already there on a student visa, it's like you already have one foot in the door. So it becomes easier to apply for permanent residency. So he gets to go and he'll call it all these different numbers, but I'll just call it a transition visa. He can go from the student visa, he can go to this transition visa for 6 months. And then from there, he can apply for permanent residency. And because of that route, it makes it so that it's a lot easier for him to get permanent residency. If he left immediately and came back to Canada, for him to go back in and apply for residency, he's just like everybody else. He's not on building off of that student visa. And so he explained all that to us and we supported him and said, that makes sense. We actually want you to get dual citizenship. So yes, he has a girlfriend there. He's also made it his home, but he is, the plan is get Australian residency and then we'll figure out. And
well, fortunately, with his degree, he can come back to Canada.
Yeah.
So he already passed his Canadian dentist program, so he can practice in Australia and he can practice here.
And that was one of the reasons why we chose Australia, because they have that reciprocal agreement between Australian Dental Association, Canadian Dental Association, American.
But I guess the reality is, that's his life. He has to choose where he wants to live, and he's happy. As long as he's happy, I guess it's just a longer flight for us to go and visit. But that's this reality.